Deciding to study abroad is not just a student's decision, it's an entire family's decision. It's an entire roller coaster of emotions that the family goes through. Today, we are very fortunate to have Mrs. Seenu Nair, mother of Gayatri Nair, in our studio with us. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so
Ma'am
much.
is going to talk to us today about all the emotions that the family has gone through, the decisions that they had to take to give Gayatri what she always needed. Hello, ma'am.
Thank you so much for welcoming me.
So, ma'am, Gayatri is all set to travel.
Yeah.
I think just a span of 3, 4 more days. And
Yes.
then, how are you feeling right now?
Mixed emotion, anxiety, little fear because she is going out of country for the first time. For that matter, out of state also for the first time. So
Oh,
country is like a big thing.
hmm.
But okay, let's see. I hope she manages well and take care of her. Now it's a big time that she takes care of her own things
Yes, ma'am.
and be independent. So hoping for the best.
So coming back to the very basic question, like initially, was Gayatri always like this? Like, was she always very aspirational and ambitious and wanted to become a doctor, or did that happen later due to
No, no, no. It
circumstances?
happened, I think, somewhere around when she was in fifth or sixth standard. She came and told me that she want to become a doctor and she want that DR in front of her name.
That
So
is
I
nice,
said the DR there are two types. The one is for the PhD and one is for the medical thing.
right?
So she's like, no, the one where you keep the stethoscope in your ears and
Ah,
all that. I said that's your medical thing.
ah.
And you won't believe that time, right on top of the ceiling, she
Hmm.
wrote her name as Dr. Gayatri M. Nair.
Wow,
So I said, okay. That's when actually I realized it,
it's actually
and then
giving me
it's giving me
goosebumps.
goosebumps even now also. So when I realized
Hmm.
and I did my renovation of my house and all that, but I ensured that is not touched.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that is there. And after some time, I mean, once she cleared her 10th, then I obviously removed it because now that is all set. She took her admission in 11th for PCB. So
Hmm.
now I said, okay, now she knows what she has to do. So that was the first time
Correct.
when I got to know what she wants.
Hmm.
So
I
then
think
actually
manifestation is
is
what we
something,
say. Yeah,
yeah.
it.
So that's even then, that's when I, okay, started. Okay, now
Hmm.
since she had dreamt of that, let me do my part.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So from then also I started planning things because there are a
Hmm.
lot of things that needs to be planned also. So that's the basic first step that I took. So
I think the
good.
biggest idea behind having a podcast like this, and with you, especially a parent, is that the in India the awareness about how one can fulfill the dream is very limited. I mean, we come from a mindset where it's either a doctor or an engineer, and it
Engineer,
has to be in India, and then if
nothing
no, then
else.
choose a middle path and then
Huh.
compromise.
Even when I was doing my 11th and
Hmm.
12th, my
Hmm.
dad had a dream of me becoming the doctor. But that time, I mean, the competition was so less, giving a distinction. I mean, my
Hmm.
time
Hmm.
getting a 70% used to be
Hmm.
the distinction.
Hmm.
So we tried, but then that time the entrance was not there. But
Hmm.
in the defense quota, I tried, but
Hmm.
my bad luck, I couldn't get it. But I
Hmm.
never told Gayatri about all these things.
Hmm.
So the day she wrote on the ceiling, I said, okay, I think somewhere that manifestation of my dad's that
True,
his
true.
daughter wanted to be a doctor is coming through my daughter. So
Hmm. So the
that's
lack of,
how,
understanding, knowledge, resources, all of that being very limited back in our days, we
exactly.
probably
Yeah,
couldn't make that happen.
exactly.
But now we're very fortunate to be in this
So
era.
much, so many
Hmm.
things, and you have resources, you open the Google and you get a lot
Hmm.
of informations there. So
Correct.
that lot of research and all we did. So the
Hmm. Hmm.
stepping stone was like, okay, once I realized she wants
Hmm.
to, then getting into the 11th and 12th.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then but in the first attempt she couldn't clear her NEET because
Hmm.
of the pressure in the 11th
Hmm.
and 12th. I mean,
Hmm.
till
Hmm.
10 she got 95% in
Hmm.
boards for grade 10.
Right.
So then 11th and 12th I thought she'll manage both the
Hmm.
class preparation for the NEET and the academics of grade
Correct.
12, but somewhere it couldn't happen for
Hmm.
there were a lot of issues.
Hmm.
So then she once she got the result of the NEET, she's like, Mama, can I take a year drop
Hmm.
and we'll do it. So
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
said, take it, it's your call.
Right.
So we took a drop. She got a good score. Then I understood the counseling process and all that. That's when I realized the fees, even with the good score, also the bare minimum fees that the colleges are asking is 15 plus. I mean, somewhere it is 20 plus, even with the good score. So that's where I was like, the financial part came into the picture. So then I researched, and luckily, when I was doing the research through the, I mean, it's just, I mean, I would agree with you, the manifestation that that time itself, when I was doing the research about the other colleges for the MBBS, one of my student whom I taught in grade 10, she contacted me.
Okay.
Just like that, a casual hi hello thing. So I was like, okay, what are you doing? So she said, ma'am, I'm doing my MBBS from Georgia. That's how the all process started.
Okay.
So
nice.
then, okay, now then when I googled it, and which all are the consultancies and the agencies who provide the information and all that, because she went on her own.
Okay.
That's that's what I think she said. I don't know to what extent. Then I googled, and then I got the information about Atmiya.
Okay. So yeah, that
that's
was my
the-
next question actually. How did you come
That's
across
how,
Atmiya?
So
Okay,
that's
so
how.
it
So
was-
she told me that she's doing from the same university, and it's a
Okay.
good one. And if Gayatri is looking for it, you should give it a try. So she told me earlier for the Poland also. So there also I did some research work, but again it was more than what was India's fees structure.
Right.
So that is per year it was coming around 20 plus, along with
For that matter, I think there is Italy, which is a good option.
good
but
option.
Again,
Again the finance
again
is,
the finance thing is a constraint.
But one thing is there are a lot of opportunities, but then again financial constraint comes into the picture. Then unnecessarily it's like burden on the child also, and then taking a loan after 5 years, making her
So
repay
again,
that.
if you need a good scholarship in Italy, there is an IMAT examination, and that again is equally as tough as apna
as the
NEET, which
niche,
is
she said. So
yeah.
then I said, let it be. I mean, if I can get a good college with a lesser fee structure, why not go for that? So then I researched about the Georgia. And wherever I do the Georgian research, university research, I get that Atmiya name along with that. So then after a lot of research and all that, that's when I contacted Atmiya.
Great, ma'am. Of course, and as guardians, what is the biggest fear that we have in our minds when it comes to sending our kids abroad, or for that matter, even taking a call on a decision for them? What is the biggest
Yeah, the
apprehension?
biggest fear is like the child is going first time, especially a girl child. I mean, obviously nowadays girl and boy is not a difference, but still back of the mind, you are sending a girl child for the first time, that too out of a country. A child who hasn't stepped out of the house without a parent or a guardian or somebody. I mean, somebody will be there 24/7. So that was my biggest fear. Say, how will she manage? Because even if she goes for a shop, she'll carry her mobile. Mama, this is what I'm taking. This is what, is this good? Is the shopkeeper is saying so much price? So that's how she used to even communicate with me over the phone, even for a small thing. So it's like sending her, and it's not within India or within the state, it's out of country. So will she be able to manage? That was the bigger fear. And then I was like, let me see. I mean, somewhere I have to leave her. I can't be there 24/7. So that's when I thought of.
So, do
sending
you
her.
feel Atmiya in any way has been able to resolve this for you?
Perfectly. Yeah, Atmiya has given that. I mean, more than the counseling, it's given me the confidence. Okay, if my child is going, there's somebody from Atmiya who will be 24/7 with her. Not physically, but over the phone, or if she needs anything, there's somebody from Atmiya that she can contact, share her experience, and then, okay,
Right.
whatever she needs, if she needs anything, give it at least the information. Maybe that information may come to me wherein I am supposed to pitch in. So that confidence I got from Atmiya, that, okay, I think I can set back that
Yes, yes.
Atmiya will take care of my child.
I think because the children, the kids that we are sending right now are just 18, 19-year-old
Exactly,
kids,
they
very
are not,
naive, not like you very rightly said, cannot take decisions on their own. Definitely, we'll have to give them that liberty. That's when they grow, they understand.
But
then,
somewhere you need to have
yes.
that eye. I mean, you have to keep an eye on them that they are not getting into the wrong track.
Correct.
The moment they get into the wrong track, there
But
has
that
to be
monitoring
somebody.
has to be there,
Haan.
and parents feel that that they will be rest assured only when they know that there's someone
There
good
we
to
can
take care.
rely
Not
on. Haan.
maybe not that much, but then at least they can take care of the kid in their absence. True.
That confidence I got from Atmiya. So that's why I'm little relaxed that okay, she is not alone there.
Yes,
And then
yes.
obviously the batchmates are there, though they are also Indian, and you have the contact numbers of the child and the parents also. So all this has brought my fear down, not fully, but at least yes, to some extent it has.
Yes, yes, certainly. So, if you could just share a little of your experience, the first time you had come to Atmiya office and then you had a counseling session with one of our counselors. So, a little insight on that. How did you feel then after
First
talking?
time when I entered the office, I think I met I forgot his name, Gaurav sir. Yeah, I met him and he was so friendly that I never realized that I'm coming to a corporate kind of thing where you have to be very formal and all that. So he had a mixed Hindi, English, all languages. So he ensured that the person who's sitting in front of him is comfortable enough to take the conversation to the next level. So he first made us the comfortable zone.
Correct.
And then he's asked at what about, he gave us the information from before we could ask anything. He gave us all the information, and then how a teacher does to the student a recap of what she taught. So same thing even he did to us also. So once he explained everything about the fee structure, about how the infrastructure will be, how the academics will be, everything gave us in detail, and the breakup of all the financial part, about how the academics will be carried on, what are the evaluation systems there, everything he gave us. And then he gave us the, like, now you said what did I tell. So that's something I liked it. So he did that, so he gave us insight of everything. So I was like, okay, I got all the information. So then I went back, I did my own research about the course. And then this my student getting into the picture, giving a hi, hello, and all that. So from her
The
also I
validation
took
from that
yeah,
student.
so that also I got it from her. So I was like, okay, now since it's a good university, I think we can proceed for the next step. So that's when then we decided, that's what the time where we decided that okay, we'll go with the SEU and we'll go with Atmiya. That I mean, through Atmiya we'll have all the procedures done.
Perfect. So, what role did transparency, play in this whole process? Like, were you at any point feeling that all the information was given to you? Did the, the team help you enough to understand the further processes and then what to look forward?
No, yeah, transparency was there. How I felt was like, after the final discussion about going forward with SEU, my daughter had the visa interview somewhere on October 17th. And then we were told by 2 months is the time period where the visa will come. So, okay, since I mean that's a government rule, so we can't intervene into that. So we waited for 2 months. In between we were taking other feedbacks and all. So they were very clear enough ki, okay, this is the rule, and in between these are the procedures. There was a TRC, not TRC, the police verification is there.
PCC, yes.
Yeah, PCC. So that is also is needed. So they called us. The Atmiya called us saying that this is a new procedure that has come in this time, so the child has to do that. So as and when there were rules and regulations, there is a change in that. We were informed, so that was there. About the procedure and all, if there is, like, my daughter's visa was delayed by 1.5 month, I think. But then every time I didn't feel like, when I was talking to them, like they are buying time. They were very clear that this is a government rule. They gave me the contact number of the higher authorities. I spoke to them and they all were on the same page that this is a government rule. There's nothing that we can do. And finally, on the 30th of last month, January, we had a webinar with the CEO. And he was also assured us that by 31st of Jan, the visas will be there. So I was like, okay, Since I mean, if there was no transparency, everybody may not be in the same page. Maybe that's
Correct.
what I feel like. But I got the information as and when needed, and I never felt like there's any fake information being shared with me. Yes, in between I thought people are buying time for the visa, but then again I realized this is something which is in nobody's hand. It's something the embassy has to do, because I had my resources to find out from Bombay, since my brother-in-law is there in the LIC government office, so he had the contact. So I checked with him, is there any way we can find out about the embassy thing, or we can put a pressure from our end? So he said let me check. So I did that, and he also gave me the same information that it's a government rule, we can't do anything. Once the embassy issues, then only we can do it. So I said okay. So that validated the things that Atmiya was
Correct.
telling me, that it will take some time. So I said okay, so whatever Atmiya has told me, it's true. That's what I felt like. So fully transparent. If they
Transparent.
said that no, it's not going to happen, very clear, it's not going to happen. Even earlier also they counsel my daughter about how she should be there, and they're very very clear that okay, when you're going it, you are not going to get a very homely treatment, because it's a totally change in the environment.
Correct.
But the hostel warden or the teachers may be little bit strict. You can't expect how you are in the Indian colleges or
Correct.
schools and all, very lovey-dovey kind of thing. So they are going to be strict, so you have to handle that, all that. So they gave us a very clear, even if it is rude, it is rude, that is how it is. So you know how to handle them and all that. So good. I mean, I liked it the way that increased my confidence. Okay, they are telling me the reality. It's not like telling me something. I mean, see, I know there is a change in the culture, and how the child will adapt to that. That is something as a parent is a worrying part. So when Atmiya said ki this is a straightforward thing, they have to manage. There is nothing, something from our end, if it has to be done, the Atmiya will do. That's what they assured me. So I said, okay.
So nothing sugar coated.
Nothing
They told you
sugar-coated. No.
everything
Yes.
with clarity.
Yes, everything was
And if there
perfectly.
was an unprecedented, probably something unexpected, the delay that you're talking about in the visa process, that was told
That
to
was
you.
also told to
Yes,
me,
yes.
that it's a government rule that has happened, so they can't help it in that. And that when I did my research through my resources, so that validated the thing. So that was another assurance. Okay, now whatever Tatmiya has said, okay, it's not their fault. I mean, they are doing their best. And finally, when we had a Google Meet, I mean the webinar
Yes.
with the CEO, so that also assured us.
That-
So, and the best part is the day we had the webinar, 5 o'clock around the webinar started,
Yes.
and around 6 o'clock the webinar got over, and I was in fully pepped up that no, I'm going to call my counselor that okay, the webinar is over, where is my visa? You won't believe, within 5 minutes, Gayatri, my daughter is telling me, Mama, the email has come. So I was like, okay. So what he said that by 31st everybody's visa will come. So at least I got
So
my
you
thing.
won't believe, the best part was I was in a part of the webinar too, and then I was just checking my phone continuously to understand what can be done next. And then as soon as I just ended the meeting, and I just I checked my message yet again one more time. I saw Gayatri's message that ma'am, I received my e-visa, and
I was fully pepped up like no more buying time. I think it's a high time, because everybody from her batch who had given visa interview on 17th of October have gone. Now she's the only one left out. So I was like, okay, now I'm going to give it back. Okay, but within 5 minutes when I got, I was like, okay, whatever sir said, he kept his word. So
correct.
at least in my case, it was done. So I don't know about others.
That
maybe
definitely means a lot.
yeah.
because-
So
Yes. What is the advice that you would give to the parents who are, right now very skeptical? How would they, what kind of decisions to take for their kids? So, what is your advice?
If anyone approaches me, I would say they need to do their own research. I mean, they can't fully rely on whichever agency be it. They have to do their own homework, and then once they realize, okay, this is the field that their child has to go, then get into the consultancy. Now, where if they are getting into any agency or consultancy, they should get into a student I mean, get in touch with any student who has gone via them. That is what I did. And if since I have gone through Atmiya, I would give a very positive review about this, because what I needed, what the transparency I wanted, what the feedback I want, the worry that I had for my daughter, was everything was taken care of. Even the delay in the visa, that was taken care of. And somewhere I felt assured that no, even if it is a delay, there is somebody in Atmiya who will take care and ensure that my daughter does what we had applied for. So there should not be any worry, and there are people enough to handle my child. So that's assurance that I have in Atmiya, that confidence is there.
Yes,
So I
yes.
would definitely recommend them to come to Atmiya and get their child admitted to whichever university or college the child prefers to through Atmiya.
Great. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for those
So
valuable
that's because
insights.
that's how I felt like. Because like, first thing, it's a very big course. It's 6.5 years course. It's not easy.
Right.
Secondly, it's going to be a out of country, not like okay, she's feeling lonely or she's having some problem and then I can quickly fly off, because that comes the government rules and the visas and all, which you
Correct.
don't get immediately. Maybe it may take a week or so, but still I cannot go immediately. But since I know that there is somebody from Atmiya to take care of, maybe in a temporary way, till I reach there, so at least somebody is there to console her and take care of her till I am there. So that assurance I have got from Atmiya, so I'm very happy with that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am, for having you today here on our podcast, and then you've shared such valuable insights. You've taken us through the entire journey. I know it's a roller coaster, but then
course.
all's well that ends well. That's what they
Absolutely,
say.
yeah.
So, and then it is such a privilege and honor to have you talk to us and tell all our parents who are, very apprehensive right now. Most of them, whoever I've
Yeah.
spoken with, that, how do we take this ahead? Is it safe enough? So we keep telling them about the rounded support that we give, and your validation has, made it,
Absolutely.
very clear to them, I'm sure. So thank you so much.
Thank you
and
so much.
thank you all for joining us. And I hope, this clears most of your doubts. We'll be back with yet another podcast. Before that, we'd like to wish Gayatri a very, very successful future ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you.